Well, even though I don't even feel like making a video, I need to get this one done. And the title is Freedom, Either Government or People. And the date is the 19th of November. Freedom exists. On earth at this time, it is either held by those who claim government privilege or the people. To the extent government holds the power, people are enslaved. I always thought God was wise in giving us the golden rule. Of course, government changed that rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. I guess that means Asia. It's certainly not the USA, Inc. or Europe. Will the Chinese elders be able to overcome the communist insanity? Does Trump even see the insanity? To some degree, we all do. None of us want to be controlled and enslaved. Is that true? Or would we rather let others think for us? As for me, give me freedom or let me die. As I said at the beginning, I'm not feeling my best today, and I don't know what it is. It's like a malaise that has come over me, and I just feel like the energy has been sucked out of me somehow. I don't know what it is, but as I said in the blurb, which I, by the way, wrote in the middle of the night last night, and it's in the middle of pushing near the middle of the afternoon here now as I record this. What we want is freedom. That's a really, really simple thing, you would think. You would think it would be, an obvious fact that we all want freedom. But in looking at the world, we have to acknowledge that there are people who want to control everybody else and take their freedom away. And they call themselves government. Government is a monstrosity. It is not what it was intended to be by any thinking person. Non-thinking people only think of control. I must control, because they are fear-driven and control-based and demonic in essence. They do not have the best interest of anybody except themselves. As long as I can benefit, to hell with everybody else. That's the attitude of the elite or of the so-called governments of the world. How do we change this? I wish to God I knew the answer. I wish that I could snap my fingers and wake everybody up and say, when you take someone else's liberty away from them without due process, without justifiable reason, you are in violation of basic principles of existence. Except, are they basic principles? Obviously, they're not principles that we see employed on the planet we call Earth. They're not employed here. Instead, we see the worst elements of human culture or of society, again, driving everyone else against their will and trying to silence those who point out the insanity of the prevalent anomaly. And that's what I'm going to call it, a prevalent anomaly, because it's everywhere we look. I just watched a video earlier of a gentleman talking about Donald Trump's opportunity to either shit or get off the pot. Now, I'm not even sure, with some of the other information people are sending me, whether or not Donald Trump will actually take office in January. In any case, we have to get back to the principles that were given to us by the forefathers in the United States, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have the right to own property. and not have that property violated and taken from us by some state that thinks it's more powerful than we are, or some corporation. The incorporatization of governments is one of the biggest crimes ever committed on this planet, and yet it exists in our lifetime, and it has existed for over 100 years in the United States. The incorporatization took place after the Civil War, before even the end of the 19th century, and everything became a business. This is an anomaly. This is a violation of common sense, because it allows the people with the money to control everybody else and everything. This is wrong. This is a sin. It is a violation of everything that's decent and everything that's good and everything that's right. It prevents us from achieving our destiny and achieving our dreams. And we must somehow, God knows somehow, we must find a way to stop this insanity and turn the tide back to where people are empowered and government is limited. That's how it was initially set up in the United States, folks. But the charlatans started from the very beginning of the founding of this country. They began from the very beginning to try to usurp the power and to divert the truth into some fiction. And they have succeeded. Just look at the way it is here in the beginning of the 21st century. It's insane. Anyway, I thank you for listening, and those of you that are so inclined, please pray. I don't know what this is that has come over me, but it doesn't feel very good. Anyway, thank you, and I appreciate your support. Namaste.